And I took this out of the notes, I'm pretty sure, out of all the episodes, so I'm gonna say it here because I really do like the analogy and it really sticks with me in my head, is because we are kind of stuck in this right and wrong, black and white mentality, where if we prove ourselves wrong or if we allow someone else to think that we're not entirely correct, then they assume they are, which means they have the upper hand or something like this. It's a power struggle. And the image that I had in my head was, it's like we think it's a crystal ball. There's a crystal ball, this mystical object that you or someone else, whoever, can look within, and it reveals some deep, wise, untouchable truth. And if what you see in the crystal ball isn't true, that means someone else is. Or you can't see into the crystal ball, it means you don't actually have those capacities or those powers. Someone else does, they have the upper hand. They're gonna tell you what they see. But what I think it's more like is a mirror ball, where with the sphere, we want everything to line up perfectly, exquisitely, to make one unified perspective. And that is what's absolute. But with a mirror ball, they are all small fragments that actually aren't, they're not the same. They're connected, but they're not the same. They have a different angle and they all reflect different things. So rather than trying to replace one piece with your piece, or trying to replace someone else's piece with your piece, or whatever, have them try to replace yours with theirs, it's like all you would be doing is moving a little piece to another piece, and then there would be a lacking, not reflecting anything. Point being that it's not meant to replace each other. They all have their space, and they're all quite small in the big picture. Every single piece is reflecting something different, but there is no one absolute truth. There's many different facets that make up a form. And maybe I won't keep that in here because I don't feel like I close that analogy, but just those images of what we're looking for in this absolute, mystical, untouchable truth, that everything lines up to make one unified human rationale or something. That there's one absolute truth for human beings, and if, no one else agrees with you, then they're wrong and you're right, and that's what everyone thinks, rather than being like the image of, we all have individual truths that are different, they reflect different things, but what they reflect is still true. It's still reflecting something real that's there, and someone else's perspective, which is slightly at a different angle, is going to capture aspects of what your piece is reflecting as well, but they're going to view it at a different angle, and it's going to look differently. And that, right, rather than trying to dismiss them, that wasn't the word I was looking for, but rather than trying to dismiss all these other pieces to make yours more right, just recognize that they are all a piece of the greater whole, I guess. I don't know if I'm going to keep this in here, but those images were really, I find really interesting in my mind, and they've definitely stuck with me. I've been thinking about them a lot over the last several months. Anyway, I stuck on this intro much longer than I expected, so let's move along.